My husband assaulted me in front of his entire family, and no one stood up to him, but my daughter did something that made him turn pale. It was Thanksgiving at his parents' house, and I should have known better than to show up with store-bought dinner rolls. For 8 years of marriage to Derek, I had learned that everything had to be perfect in front of his family, or there would be consequences later. But I had been pulling 12-hour shifts at the hospital all week, and barely had time to shower, let alone bake homemade bread. His mother, Patricia, made the first comment as I set the plastic container on her perfectly set dining table. She lifted one roll with her manicured fingers like it might contaminate her entire meal. Well, she said loud enough for the entire room to hear. I suppose not everyone has time for family traditions anymore. 22 family members were crammed into that dining room. His parents, both brothers with their wives, 6 kids ranging from toddlers to teenagers, and various aunts and uncles who had driven in from neighboring towns. All of them turned to stare at me like I had committed some unforgivable sin. I forced a smile and explained that I had been working overtime at the hospital. 3 nurses had called in sick with the flu, and someone had to cover the emergency department. I thought they would understand. His father was a retired police officer. His brothers worked construction. They knew about demanding jobs. But Derek's face was already turning that familiar shade of red that meant trouble was coming. His jaw clenched the way it always did when he thought I had embarrassed him. The vein in his temple started throbbing. "You always have an excuse," he said loudly enough to cut through every conversation in the room. The football game on TV suddenly seemed too loud. Someone's fork clinked against their plate. One of the toddlers asked for more juice, but nobody moved to help him. All eyes were on us now. "I'm not making excuses," I said as calmly as I could manage. "I'm explaining why I didn't have time to bake this week." That's when he hit me. The slap echoed through the dining room like a gunshot. My cheek exploded in pain, and I could taste blood where my teeth had cut the inside of my lip. The force of it knocked me sideways, and I had to grab the back of a chair to keep from falling. Complete silence fell over the room. Not one person moved, not one person spoke. His father stared at his plate like it held the secrets of the universe. His mother suddenly developed an intense interest in folding and refolding her napkin. His brothers exchanged a quick glance, but immediately looked away. Even the children had gone completely quiet. "Don't you ever embarrass me like that again," Derek hissed through clenched teeth. That's when my 16-year-old daughter Chloe stood up from the kids' table in the corner. She had been living with us for 2 years since her father died in a motorcycle accident. Derek had never liked her, always complained that she was too mouthy, too independent, too much like me for his taste. She walked over slowly, deliberately, pulling her phone out of her back pocket as she moved. When she reached where Derek was standing, she held it up and aimed it directly at his face. "Smile," she said with the sweetest voice imaginable. "You're about to become very famous." Derek's angry red face drained to white so fast I thought he might pass out. His hands, which had been clenched into fists, started shaking. "What the hell are you talking about?" he demanded. "I've been recording everything for the last hour," Chloe announced to the entire room. "Every nasty comment, every threat, every single slap. And guess what, Uncle Derek? It's already uploaded to 3 different cloud servers." She turned to face his entire family, who were now staring at her like she had grown a second head. "Did you all know that in this state, witnessing domestic violence and failing to report it when children are present can make you legal accessories to the crime?" Derek lunged forward to grab her phone, but Chloe stepped back smoothly, like she had been expecting exactly that reaction. "Too late," she said calmly. "It's already been automatically sent to 3 different people with instructions to release everything if something happens to me or Mom. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below."